demons. It was pretty rude to demonstrate their powers by kissing me. Wasn't some kind of human plaything. All of this seemed pretty unreal. It was like something out of those romance novels that Naomi sometimes read. I wished I could have just went back to sleep and forgotten all about this. Maybe I should have just called the police on them. Then I would have never landed myself in this situation.
Do you feel well enough to get out of bed?
Yeah, I think so. Whoa.
Trust me, I won't let you go.
That was very creepy. I'm not so sure about this.
Promise.
I put me down. No, put me down.
Good.
No, not a fan. I was speechless. He was carrying me as if I weighed nothing. He was so strong.
Thank you.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
Oh, God, imagine all the awful things he has to hear from people all the time. Ugh. Oh, man, mind reading, like involuntary mind reading, would be the worst. I decided to close my mouth for the time being so that I wouldn't weird him out or make things more awkward than they already were. Well, he didn't seem to mind carrying me or listening to me talk, so at least things weren't too strange. Damien seemed very quiet and calm about everything, especially with the situation we were in. However, there was some sort of longing in his eyes when he looked at me that wasn't lustful. It was more an admiration? He probably thinks you're a snack. Once we reached the lobby, I decided that I felt well enough to walk on my own. As strong as he was, it was like he was carrying nothing. I didn't want to make him carry me everywhere. Yeah, that would be mortifying. Thanks for carrying me, but I think I can walk by myself now. Not saying that I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it, not in a weird way. Of course. It's not like I get carried around all the time. What I'm trying to say is that it was really nice of you to do that. I started to fumble over my words again. Real smooth.
It's no problem. I'll be heading to the dining room then.
All right. See ya. He gently lowered me to the ground before he walked off quietly, disappearing into the shadows of the dark lobby. The dark lobby that's got like 12 sconces and a giant chandelier in the middle.
Oh, hi.
Jesus. Suddenly, a boy who looked around my age, or possibly younger, bounced up to me. He looked vaguely familiar. Oh, wait, are we going to have this interaction with all of them? Oh, you're Matthew, right?
Mm-hmm, that's me. Are you feeling any better now? We were all worried when you suddenly passed out.
I'm fine.
Really? Your face is kind of red. Do you feel sick?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I'm sick. Very sick. Must have been blushing when Damien was carrying me downstairs. How embarrassing!
Well, if you say so. I hope Sam and Eric didn't make you upset.
They definitely did, and you should be ashamed. And I did hit Sam after what he did. And about Eric, I just wanted you guys to prove to me what you were saying. I suppose incubi are real then, but that was not what I meant when I said prove it. And, yeah, that sucked. I wonder how exactly I got myself into this mess. First my grandpappy, then my abusive father, blowing up at Lisette, and now this? I certainly had a knack for getting myself into sticky situations. Such a terrible
I
terrible
have an
line.
idea.
The fabled moment. He shoved his hands into his pockets with a cheery grin on his face.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Is he trying to do a magic trick?
Ta-da!
I'll link the clip from my first stream of this game when we're on breaks. It's in a few minutes, because boy, oh boy, this was the moment I knew this game was good. What is that exactly? He smiled as if to wave it off, but when he opened his eyes and saw what he was holding, his face froze in shock.
Wait a second. What did I just make? This is...
What he produced from his pocket was a creepy-looking doll.
Ah, what is that?
I'm not sure. It's like something out of Undertale that you have to fight. His face paled considerably, and he dropped it onto the floor, scooting away from it frantically.
Get it away from me! It might be possessed by a demon or something!
But isn't he a demon himself?
That's not what I wanted to make! I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a horror movie.
He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet. Aw, it's okay. You don't have to look so dejected. I mean, it's certainly unique. So you should keep it.
What? I appreciate the thought, but no thanks.
That's too bad. Are you sure? I picked up the doll and waved it around him. It was funny teasing him.
Ah! Help! It's gonna kill me!
It does have a knife. Alright, I'll stop. I'm sorry, hold on. Hey. Alright. I'll stop.
Anyway,
Gotta get that
I'm heading back
genuine
to help out
laughter
with the
down.
food. You can come over if you're hungry.
Okay. We're gonna do that then. Something smells good. My stomach rumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
The girl. Rude. Excuse you? I have a name, you know.
Should we really care?
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill him.
Sam, I will roast that tongue for dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
Whatever.
I apologize for his attitude.
Yeah, Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Good. I hope you'll enjoy the meal we prepared for you.
I probably won't. Meal? For a second, my mind didn't understand what James meant. Maybe it was the doll getting to my head and distracting me. Ah, that's right. Damien and Matthew both said that they were making dinner as an apology. Oh, wait, you didn't have to. You could have just left and never came back.
We insist. Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
All right, well, thank you. Matthew put down the last of the plates on the table and bowed a bit exaggeratedly to me, gesturing to the table with a sweeping motion.
Ah, there we go. Dinner's all served.
The table was filled with various foods from an eclectic selection of cuisines. One portion of the table was filled with elegantly plated Asian foods. Because, all of Asia is one cuisine. And another portion... some yummy-looking desserts. That's the two cuisines, Asian and yummy-looking desserts. And there were yet more and more plates than I could have possibly imagined. Great. Now we gotta go buy groceries tomorrow. Whoa, that's a lot of food. It all looks so expensive. Who's paying for all of this?
We hope you enjoy it, my sweet.
What? Sweet? Me?
That's enough, Eric.
You're no fun, James.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his power, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm. Jeez. Okay, this is actually a great time for our first break. And the way I'm going to do breaks for this stream, or the way I'm going to try and do them, I'm going to try to take maybe like a 15 to 20 minute break every 2 hours. And these routes usually take about 5 to 6 hours each. So it's kind of like taking a break in the middle, since I think what I'll do for some routes is actually skip the beginning parts, since there's really not much decision making in the beginning, and I want to be able to get as many routes done as possible before this stream is over. Tomorrow at noon, or at noon my time, Central. But hey, we're gonna see what works. So get up, stretch, have a drink, have a snack, pet your pets for me, and I'll be back soon. All right. Break was a little bit shorter, but I didn't see a reason to keep it going any longer. We haven't been streaming that long. Maybe later on in the stream I can warrant the actual full 20 minutes, but I think that was 15 minutes or something. I don't know. It gave me enough time to have a snack. I had, those Sargento balanced breaks or whatever, where it's cheese and fruit and some kind of nut. I love those. And, my God, just those cherry juice infused cranberries are like candy. So I had one of those, and I only have 6 total, and so I gotta make sure I don't have one every break, because 24-hour stream, one break every 2 hours, that's 12 breaks, which means I'm gonna have to have one every other break or something. I don't know. But I can't just be eating the good stuff every break, because I will be cleared out of all the food in my house by tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so back to it. We were getting fed by these demon boys after they very clearly assaulted us, but it's okay because they're incubi, so that makes it all okay. I don't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his power, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm, because that's not creepy at all. James seemed very kind and intelligent, but aside from that, there was something that set him apart from his brothers. You mean the fact that he looks like your dad? Not to mention, he didn't really seem to hold much appreciation for them. Just like your dad.
Why do you live alone?
I never said I lived alone. You just assumed. Oh, well, it's kind of a long story. My grandpappy died, and I got kicked out. That's actually not a very long
I'm all
story.
ears if you wish to tell.
No. It's fine. Maybe when we're doing your route. But not this time.
Very well. Here's your seat, then.
Thank you. Very gentlemanly of you. Unlike Dad.
Let me get your chair for you, lovely lady.
Please kill me. Oh, Eric was very charming, and his smile pulled at my heart. The way he kept flirting with me definitely designate him as the charmer of the demons. Okay? Yet there was a little distance in his eyes.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
At least he apologized, I guess. What? Oh yeah, when I didn't believe that they were incubi. It's fine, I guess. I mean, you didn't just get up and grab a kiss for no reason. Right, officer?
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam.
You're still a pervert. Suddenly, Eric leaned in and whispered in my ear, get ready for the cringe!
I won't lie, though. I enjoyed kissing you and feeling you melt in my arms.
I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool. Slappy! It's our name!
That's going to sting.
You probably liked it. Sorry! I panicked!
No, I was expecting that.
See? I told you, he probably likes it. I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared by the amount of food they made. Yeah, seriously, who's going to pay for this? Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing to all of the dishes with a dramatic sweep of his arm.
I made almost all of the dishes myself.
Yeah, sure. You're a pervert and you can bake. Ooh. Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression, as if he was betrayed. His face changed instantly to that of a frown.
And I'm the Queen of the Nile.
How do they even know about the Nile?
What's that supposed to mean?
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
Ah!
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Matthew looked at James in disbelief, probably for siding with Eric, and he annoyedly swiveled back to Eric to confront him.
I'm not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Oh my god. This game, I love it. I really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't help but feel like, in a way, he was much more mature than the others, especially Eric. I like how Slappy just straight out, like, basically says, ooh, this is their stereotype, and ooh, this is their tragic backstory. Like, ah! I love it! This game! Ah! Like, I don't think they meant it to be, like, I don't think it's good for the reasons they meant it to be good, and I don't think the parts that they thought were good are what are actually good, and if they are, not for the reasons they probably wanted them to be. But I love it!
Huh? Is something funny?
Ha! Ha! No, it's nothing at all. Thank you for the meal, all of you, including the pervert.
Oh. You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
Sure.
Eric, knock it off.
In agreement with Matthew, Sam cocked up his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously, you're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
I mean, it's somehow less annoying than your douchebag act, Sam. Although it's probably not an act. Get it? Because these stereotypes are really easy to single out. It was obvious that Sam was the bad boy of the group. See, here she goes again! Slappy! He had this big, tough act, and it was obvious he was physically stronger than the rest of the guys. But was there more to him than that? Yeah, he's also a freaking sexual predator!
I'm just trying to be a gentleman. The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
I deserve for you to leave.
There's a difference between being a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
He ain't wrong.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that burn.
For the first and last time, you're supposed to put warm water on burns so that they don't blister. Oh yeah, he's here too.
By the way, I don't believe we caught your name, even though you know each of us.
I don't know you. You just came into my home and assaulted me and introduced yourselves at the same time.
It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
I mean, considering I'm like going down the list of assaulting all of you back, you should know my name by now.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
It's a perfect name. They were all comfortable around me, despite the awkward situation we were in. It was as if it were natural for them to be around humans. I guess that was just how incubi worked. But I was still curious about one thing. Excuse me! All at once they looked at me. I didn't know why, but having all of them look at me made me feel kind of important. Like a queen or something.
What is it, miss?
I wanted to thank you for the food, but I still want to know why you all came here. I feel like I don't quite understand. Understand? Yeah, like being told that a bunch of incubi randomly appearing in your house was perfectly understandable.
Oh, how do we explain?
You don't actually have to. You could just leave, and that'd be fine.
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
Who attacked you? Why'd you come here? Why?
Now you're just
some
being rude,
details,
Sam.
man. I'm not asking for, like, your life story, although we're probably gonna get it anyway.
I'm just saying, how is that difficult to understand?
I just told you. No, I mean everything I just said.
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time now. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits. So, in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
It's fine. It's fine. So you're all better now, right? You can leave?
Yup, all thanks to you.
Me? Me?
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy.
Yeah,
But
I
we don't just
got
get
the
it from
gist.
kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
Then, why did you have to kiss me? I was still in shock about their powers. It wasn't just kisses that gave them power, it was anything physical. No wonder I was out for a while. They're, like, next level perverts. Unnecessary perverts. There was no reason for either of them to kiss me. At all. These incubi intrigued me, but at the same time, I could almost hear a warning siren go off in my head. That's me. And, yeah.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, when are you gonna be leaving? What are you gonna do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
Don't copy me!
That is a very good question. We just got here and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
We can take him easily.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to doing Sam's route.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
At that moment, I didn't know what came over me, but I suddenly felt sorry for them. They couldn't possibly survive out there. If they didn't know it was illegal to break into people's homes, they probably didn't know a bunch of other stuff. They probably would cause chaos all over town. Or on the flip side, they could be taken in for questioning and be poked and prodded like frogs. Lab frogs, specifically. For research! That was even worse. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. Flashback. One of these days I'll be able to do that without dying. I was standing alone. The entire classroom was filled with laughter and chatter, but I stood in the midst of it, quiet and alone. It was strange seeing the whole world pass in front of me with such vibrancy, all while I stood there. On the plus side, I wasn't engaged in any of the drama that might have arisen, like scribbling on someone's paper for revenge or kicking someone too hard. Not kicking someone, kicking them too hard. It was kind of nice just standing back and watching things pass by and life go on. How old? She's got to be like 5 here. Like 6 at the oldest. Who has thoughts like this at that age? I had long before convinced myself that I preferred being alone. I often said to myself in encouragement, yeah, I want to be alone. There's no one I like better than me, so I ought to spend more time with myself. But there was a certain bitterness that, coupled with being alone, made me feel so sad. There was a difference between being alone and lonely. I just didn't realize it at that moment. All of this is pointing towards her, like, having a really crappy life at home, if she's thinking stuff like this at, like, 5 years old. And even after that moment, my father, my mother, There was no one to turn to, even though we said multiple times that we'd been friends with Suzu and Naomi since preschool. That's when I decided on it right then. I was going to see my grandpappy. I didn't care if my father wouldn't take me. I was going to walk my way over there and see what he had to say about it. I had never seen him. I'm going to rewrite that. I had never met or seen him before that. What better time to see him then? I feel like this doesn't make any sense. But, like, to me, but, like, it's supposed to make sense, and I'm not getting it. Because, like, if she's never met her grandfather before, how does she know where he lives? Anyway, if no one else was going to help me with what I was feeling, I might as well have turned to him. So after school, I decided to walk there. I had no idea how to get there, and I was armed with only a scrap of paper with the address scribbled on it. How? How? You're 7 years old? You are 7? Oh my God. As a 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas. I soon became lost. And, like I always did when I felt lost, I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed up against the wall and eyes looking at the strangers passing by. And, like always, people continued to pass by and life continued to go on. I was sadder than ever. I had ended up in the situation I was originally in. Nothing had changed. I thought that I was silly for even thinking that I could change things with my own hands. That was until a voice brought me back to reality.
Hun, is that you?
Yes, it's me, Slappy! I looked up and saw an unfamiliar face, but it was obvious that whoever was talking to me knew who I was. That or they're just some stranger on the street who kidnapped you when you were a 7-year-old girl because you don't know what your grandfather looks like. You probably have your name stitched to, like, the thing on your backpack because stupid parents do stuff like that where they'll just put their kid's name all over their face and their clothes and everything. Make it easier to get kidnapped. And from that moment, things began to change. Life began moving its rusty joints, and I realized that things were moving along, even though you've been saying that things have been moving along this whole time. Suddenly, I had become part of the crowd that moved like a blur past me. I was no longer someone who stood still and watched others hurry past. Life had changed. I had changed. Because the very person who found me that day was my grandpappy. All the flashbacks are just bad. I had the opportunity to help them, though. Would I? We shouldn't, but we will. I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if that was the best idea. After all, 5 demons in my house wasn't exactly the living arrangement that I had imagined when I first moved in. I was thinking maybe 2, 3 max. There was the matter of making sure no one found out about their powers. Thinking about them as lab rats made my stomach queasy. And even if they passed for humans, how would I explain having guys living in my house? Imagine if my friends came over. They would practically think I was part of a harem or something. Even though it's a reverse harem. This Dr. Pepper is getting flat. Oh my gosh, hold on. These Dr. Pepper cans are different. They say, you deserve this. And, like, on the side, it says, you deserve this sweet reward for, and it's got, like, all these different things. Responding with the perfect gif. setting the new high score, remembering birthdays, building furniture with a tiny wrench. Those are all oddly cute and specific to my lifestyle, and I'm a fan. I'm gonna have to get a new soda. I was hoping to only have one every 4 hours or so. That way I wouldn't be having too much soda, but I have been so thirsty because I've been talking so much. Delicious. Anyway. Oh God, imagine if my parents came over. I think my mom would faint. Who knows what my dad would do? I think it would have them arrested on the spot. Ugh, this was hard. Maybe I should have written out a pros and cons list before actually having to make the decision.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
Don't take your grandpappy's advice out of context. That was not meant for harboring 5 strange sexual predators in your house. It was strange that I happened to remember what my grandfather said to me when I was little, but it did kind of make sense. It did not. They weren't in the exact same situation that I was in before, but I did want to help them out. I think it would ease my conscience and also make me a bit happy to give them help. As stupid as that sounded. Clenching my hands into fists, I strengthened my resolve to speak up. Well, you could.
What was that, lovely lady?
You could leave my house and never return. That is,
Spit it out already.
What are you, my dad? You could stay with me here in the backyard outside if you'd like. As soon as I finished my sentence, the room became still. I'm not sure what went through their heads from my words. The silence in the air cut like a knife until I finally spoke up once more. It doesn't really make sense. How does silence cut like a knife? I feel like speaking up cuts through the silence of the air. That makes more sense. Seems like you all needed a place to stay, and well, I just moved into this giant house, so it seemed like it made sense. It was still quiet in the room. I decided to keep talking. If you'd like to stay here, though, there are 2 things that I need all of you to follow.
Yes?
First of all, you can't use your powers or deliberately do something that might harm me or any guest that comes over. Well, save for enemies, but you get the drift?
That sounds reasonable.
Second, you have to be my man-slaves.
That is a generous offer, miss. Are you sure that would be okay? We don't wish to burden you any more than we already have.
It's all right. Really. I mean, I just started living here myself. I hate men. So having some, man-slaves that I can emotionally manipulate because you are sexual predators and are terrible would be great.
A wonderful idea. We'll live here and train while helping you with the house. Servants for the lovely princess.
Damn straight. See? Eric gets it.
What? Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Shh, be quiet, Sam. I haven't slept in a bed for days.
I didn't say you could sleep in a bed. You can sleep outside. You sleep on the floor. They all seem to like the idea except for Sam. And hey, I didn't really hate the idea either. Even if they were incubi. It would be interesting having 5 guys help me with taking care of the house, given they would follow the rules that I had just laid down.
Grr, fine, but we're not staying here forever. Only until we can beat up that group of punks.
Alright, whatever.
I think that is a reasonable time limit for our stay.
Yes, this is awesome.
I mean, not really, but...
Also beautiful. If you need a
Oh,
bedfellow.
God. Bad. No.
Eric, knock it off.
Jesus Christ! I was happy that they agreed. Maybe it was because I wasn't going to be lonely for a while. Maybe it was because they all needed help and my want to help people was fulfilled. I would never be sure.
So what are we waiting for? Let's celebrate and dig in.
Finally, I'm starving.
Instantly, Matthew and Sam began to stuff themselves with the food on the table. I noticed James' eye twitching in irritation, so I stifled my incoming laugh.
Really, you two? You're both acting like pigs.
Oh, let them have a little freedom, James. It's not like we've eaten recently either. I'm sure they've been starving.
Still, that's no excuse for stuffing their faces like backyard swine.
I almost couldn't hold it in. Hold on. I know one is chaos, one is order, but I don't know what the third one is. The so then. Okay, it's for Damien. That's interesting. But I need the order one. There we go. And I think that triggered James' affection. James's. Ugh. There's no way to not gain affection for at least one of them in those little sections. So I just chose the one that gives me order instead of chaos. Or nothing, like the one with Damien. But when we do the Damien route, we will see what all of that is going to do. Sorry. I can't figure out where's a good spot for my Dr. Pepper to sit on my desk. I merely smiled before I took some food for myself. There was one piece of food that intrigued me and was barely touched by the boys. It looked like green... Oh, that's disgusting. Green pasta with shrimp? Yeah, what the fuck is that?
That, miss, is a shrimp pesto dish.
Oh!
Pastas are my specialty, so I'm positive you
That's
enjoy.
disgusting! I twirled some around my fork and tried it. I could feel my senses open as my taste buds practically melted in delight at the taste. It was, oh, that's disgusting! I hate pesto, I don't like shrimp. No, it's
I'm
disgusting.
glad you like it. At least
No.
someone here in the room has taste.
No! Ow! That's disgusting! I'm shook. That's so nasty. Oh. Ow! That's disgusting. That is literally disgusting. Oh my god. Not a fan. 0 out of 10. Ugh. Matthew and Sam glared at James before they continued to eat. I couldn't help but smile at the brotherly quarrel before eating the rest of the pasta on my plate. James seemed to really hold high standards for his brothers, though it wasn't my place to question why. Eventually, we all ate dinner together. It was strange eating with just guys, but they were enjoyable to be around. They made me feel like part of their family as we ate together. However, our peace was soon disturbed. Huh? It's my mom! Apparently, I have the same shitty ringtone for everybody. Oh, I need to go grab another Dr. Pepper. Hold on. Alright, I am here again. Oh, wow. Stay Hydrated bot just popped in to say that I have been live for just over 3 hours. Man, time really flies. And in like 7 hours, it's not going to feel like that at all. Hello.
Hey, honey, how are you? I'm sorry I didn't get to see you off.
Yeah, Mom, you mind telling us what your job is? Hi, Mom. Everything's fine. I'm actually eating dinner right now.
Oh, good, good. So there was food there. Well, your father wanted me to call and talk to you about having a house party tomorrow night to celebrate the new house and
Oh
all.
my